Wait! I'm here. You thought you were gonna get away with not posting a video and me not posting a video, but it's not the weekend yet. I have a couple of questions for you, and then I'm gonna go over a chess game because you know what? If you're gonna abandon the channel, it's a chess channel now. But do have a couple of questions. Number one, I'm pretty sure your D&D one-shot campaign is still going. I think it's like an 8-shot now. Waiting for an update on that one. That would be cool. Also, I'm pretty sure there's like wedding updates or something. That would be cool. Just any sort of update at all would be nice. But you know what? That can wait because we have much more important things to talk about. I just played the best chess game of my entire life. Just full stop, best chess game I've ever played, and we're gonna take a look at it. So this is the review. Chess.com says I played an 89% accurate game. If I plug it into this website, Winter Chess, which just gives you like free game analysis review and stuff, and let it think on it for a little bit, it says I played a 94.2% accurate game. So let's go over this game, shall we? I've preloaded it. All I need to do is walk you through it. So they started with this move, okay? I didn't really like this move. It doesn't really attack the center a whole lot. So I went ahead and did this move. Obviously, you can see that that was the top computer move, but it was just to prevent this move right here, because if you move, I'm just going to take. So what they did was they made this move trying to prevent me from going there, right? And the top computer move is to move here, attacking this square and defending this guy. I'm not really sure why that is. I don't really like that move. I understand it's the top computer move, but I went here, matching his attack for that square. They can move that up. That's the top computer move, is just moving this pawn up to keep attacking that square. But they don't do that. They move their queen up. And so they just let me have this square. They just let me put my pawn right on here, because if they take, I take. I'm now just up a knight. So that's exactly what I do. I go ahead and just stick my guy straight on that square, and now I am just controlling these two squares. I'm just winning, right? And then they make this move. I don't know what this move really does. And this is where I make my first, like, the computer really didn't like this move right here. It just loses to this. But my idea was take, and I'm still threatening this guy. I'm still kicking him out. I just wanted to bully the knight. But this is where things get interesting, because he saw this and was like, well, fuck it. If I'm just going to let my knight get bullied, I'm just going to move him, right? So now I move this guy up. Now I just hang this pawn. This pawn is just hanging now. But my idea was I want to control this square, right? I want to control this square because this, right? This threatens this, and this now can't be blocked by that, right? If you move your pawn, I'm just going to take and continue threatening. And that was my whole plan. Obviously, I hang a pawn, but I was like, I'm going to put pressure on the queen. So I hang the pawn, and then this, the computer doesn't really like this move. It doesn't even think of this move as like a possibility. And when I make this move, you can see the eval bar kind of drop. Does not like that move at all. Obviously, this is the only move. And that is the move that is played, and then I obviously take, and then the best move is to take with the knight. Now, here is where I make another interesting move. Ready? Boom. Right? This is like, it's actually on the eval bar as a move. This move right here, you have to trade queens, right? You just do. I put my guy here. You take, I take with the knight. I feel pretty happy because my knight is very developed, and I just traded queens. But that is, this is the top computer move, which is actually a pretty dastardly move. It prevents me from doing what ends up happening, which is this, right? They try to threaten my queen. I take. Now, this move right here, again, very dastardly. Because if you take with the queen and do a queen trade, well, you're about to see what happens, because that's exactly what happens in this game. But this move, right, you move here, the queen takes the rook, and then you take this guy, And if I take with this, it's just a free knight. So that's a very dastardly move. But they take with the queen, which is just a big mistake because now check, you have to block, and also that means I win the rook. Now, I am absolutely winning. I am up material. I am up 6.6 on the eval bar. I am just winning. That worked out really well in my favor. I kind of got lucky. And so then we play this, and the computer wants me to move my bishop. I don't do that. I move a pawn, trying to prevent the knight from just coming to these squares. I just wanted to bully the knight. I don't know, like, it was not a good move. Actually, moving my bishop here is probably better, because this opens up this pawn structure. Doesn't really let me castle on this side, but you know, it's the move I made. And so then what he does is, I think he does actually move the bishop out. No, he does not. He does not do that. He moves this over here. Now, Stockfish here wants me to kind of bully this guy, move this bishop out of harm's way, anything. And I move here, which is actually, if you saw the top computer move, idea of that move is to control this square, right? Because he wants to move here, right? He wants to move there and prevent me from, because like he wants to trade bishop for knight, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. A bishop is a little bit better than a knight. So he wants to move there, and then I'll just trade a knight for a knight. I can't move this guy because the second I move him, right, it's check. And then I have to move him back. And that's just a waste of a move. I don't want to do that. So then he moves his bishop here. Now, the idea is to castle. That was the whole point. This doesn't really threaten anything at all. So that doesn't really do anything. But the idea is to castle and threaten this bishop. So I back up my knight. Also freeing up my back squares so that I can castle either way, but also backing up this knight so that way he can't get pinned by this. And just, you know, putting this bishop on a more active square. He moves his king up. I'm not sure why he moved his king up as opposed to castling. Maybe he just saw that like I had a pretty hefty attack on that side and didn't want to do that. But that's actually a top computer move. It was there for a second. As the computer was thinking. So I don't know what the goal is for that, but in any case, he does it. So now I make the second best move, which I believe is going here, which just like instantly gets countered by this, and then I have to move back to the square anyway. But that is exactly what happens, except for not really, because look at this. Look at this play. This is like, it wants me to move here, and I mean that's fine. I think that ends up happening, but I was like, you want to take this, I'm gonna take this, right, and open up this file right here, have a really dangerous attack on your king, and he didn't really like that idea, so he moved the knight back, and I could have just taken this and just actually not had a threat on this anymore. I could have done that, probably should have done that, didn't really see that. I don't know how I didn't see it, but I didn't see it. So I moved this guy here with ideas to maybe move here, trade bishops, right? Have some attacking ideas on this side of the board, pushing that way. He takes... Instead of doing this and like, I don't know, instead of doing that, I don't know why, like, yeah, he took, and I was just like, well, I don't want him to take me. And also like I wanted these guys together, but I'm gonna be honest, I completely did not see this move. I didn't see it. I took, and I was like, all right, I'm pretty happy. My guys are connected. And then, yeah, he just takes the pawn, which is fine. Like, I feel like that's totally fine. Now, top computer move. check the king, right? Just putting your bishop here in a dangerous square, checking the king. That I'm like, it's bouncing between a few different moves, but like that's one of the top computer moves. That is absolutely what I do, right? And computer likes to think about this for a while. It does want you kind of to move your knight back here, or to move your king, but like moving the knight back there does seem like the meta strategy. That is absolutely not what happens, right? So now, if I move this here, I'm threatening this guy. I'm also threatening this square, and that's pretty much it. I'm just kind of putting a threat on this bishop, making him sweat a little bit, but I don't think that's what I do. No, I castle. I long castle. That's right. Check this shit out. Long castle is one of the best plays of the game, right? We're getting towards the end game, right? I just threatened this guy. He's big threat. Idea now is to move back here to protect that guy, because this is about to be a problem. What he does instead is move up here, which is one of the top computer moves, just asking this bishop, what the hell are you doing here? Right? Like, what are you doing here? What's the play? Why are you here? Now, this guy was protecting this square, right? Now the king's protecting that square. I don't want that. So I check the king, right? Now, he should move back here. He should move back here, and then that would just stop this whole idea, right? I would probably just, like, take, and then, or actually, I would probably, yeah, take, and then probably, like, move up here and, like, slide over and have, like, a attack that way. But that is absolutely not what happens. He's like, oh, shit, my king's in danger. I'm going to move. Now, you can see very big, bold, the top computer move, and I'm going to tell you why. This square is no longer protected. It was protected by this guy. He's asking this guy what's going on. It was protected by the king. Now it's just free. Now it's just free. And you can see the king, he has 1, 2, 3 places he can go, right? If you can plop your bishop there, he only has one place he can go if he's checked. And he actually can't go there because of this rook, right? So he can't go anywhere. All you have to do is check the king. And here's the best part. This is actually a discover attack on this guy. And I saw that move. None of these moves are what happens. Instead, he goes for clean trade, right? Trade the bishops. And it's over. It's over. It's actually over. Because after this trade of bishops, there's only 2 moves that stop you from getting mated in, like, no time. It's this move, and it's this move. And they have to be together. You have to play this move to prevent this, and you have to play this move to prevent this. Going rook here is check, and the only thing you can do is move your bishop back to block the check. But the problem is, one of these rooks just takes your bishop, and it's checkmate. And so what you need to do is block this path right here, so that way that rook can't take your bishop. That doesn't happen. He checks the king. And it's checkmate. It's checkmate. All my king has to do is move. And there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's actually nothing you can do. Actually nothing. Because you can go here. Checkmate. Because you can go there, but I'm taking. It's checkmate. Like, you can't do anything. And he takes the pawn, and it's checkmate. And I just absolutely brutalized this person. And Like, yeah, 89.1% accuracy with black. And I mean, I just absolutely, that after, like this, you can see the eval bar here. After this move, right, if they trade queens, this game stays pretty level. But after this move right here, it was game over. I mean, I kept the pressure, and I just kept, like, look at the eval bar. I just kept the pressure on, and I just played like perfect chess after that. I mean, it was clinical. It was clinical. I had ideas, and the ideas kept working, and it just kept happening for me. And that was it. It was game over. And I'm just super pleased with that. That felt really good. It makes me feel like I got a big brain. And that's all. That's all I got to say about that.